So I partnered with GOOJODOQ Quickly online store and they sent me the Royal Kludge Rk71 Hotswapable mechanical keyboard for review. As per usual guys, we'll check its physical overview, features, and do a latency and typing sound test. We'll tell you everything you need to know coming up. Hey, what's up guys, this is Mac and we do a lot of tech related videos like this one. If this is your first time, consider subscribing. With that said, let's begin. First, let's check what's in the box. So obviously we have the keyboard itself, the USB-A to USB-C cable around 5 feet, 2 magnetic riser, keycap / key switch puller, 4 extra Rk brown switches. By the way, you can choose between red, brown, or blue switches for this keyboard. And lastly, we have the manual. Now let's check out some physical overviews. The overall body is made out of plastic but does not look cheap at all. There's no flex in any way and it has a good weight in it. It feels premium overall. The layout is unique. Common keys are over here and on this side we have some squeeze arrow keys and nav cluster. On the side we have the RGB lighting strips and as you can see it's a bit elevated even without the magnetic riser. At the back we also have a single USB Type-C port for wired connection and underneath we have the usual 4 rubber feet, USB dongle with magnetic compartment and the on and off button. We also have the switch between Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz dongle. The keycaps are ABS double shot with sweat proofing coating and actually looks nice and clean. The plate is made out of metal to keep the PCB safe from bending during typing. The stabilizers and switches are pre-lube, which is fine for most people but may not be appreciated by some enthusiasts. The Rk switches have 3 pins only but the PCB is 5 pin ready for north facing switches. I guess that's all that there is for its physical overview. Now let's check out some features. So we have a layout of 71 keys with dedicated arrow keys and nav cluster, which all keys are programmable in its own software. The keyboard has an anti-ghosting feature too, meaning you can press multiple keys at the same time and it will all be registered. This one also has a customizable RGB that you can switch on the fly or using its own driver. For the connectivity, we have Bluetooth, 2.4 GHz and wired mode. The mechanical switches are Rk brown, but we also have red and blue switches available in the store. Just check out the description for more information. This one also has a 1000 mAh battery. It also has a power saving mode that automatically turns off the keyboard if not being used. And it is also compatible with Windows and Mac OS, which you can switch on the fly by pressing function key plus A or S. I guess that's all that there is, but if you want to know more details, just check this out and pause the video. Now before we talk about the software, don't go straight downloading the driver in its own website. I suggest start with the firmware because some of this Rk71 needs updating first before the software will work with it. So here it is very basic and straightforward. We have home, key assignment, macros, and lighting presets. At the home button is where you can see the available Rk keyboards plug in your PC. At the keyboard assignment section is where you can add, remove a profile accordingly, and this is also where you can also assign any keys into different functions according to your workflow or gaming. You can save, rename, import or export a profile, and over here is where you can do your macros if you are into that. You can also set different RGB lighting effects with a lot of presets available, or just simply select a certain key and have them lighted up in your own preference. I guess that's all for its software. Now let's listen to the keyboard switch sound test. And now let's check out this latency test. Now let's move into the conclusion, and let me start with the downside first. One of the problems that I have with Rk keyboards are the stock keycaps. These ABS keycaps turn yellowish and very dirty looking over time. Trust me, I know since I had one of these already and reviewed it in this channel as well. You can watch it later at the top right side corner of your screen. Anyway, what I mean by that is the whiteness difference of the body and the keycaps will be very much obvious. Cleaning the keycaps will be a constant chore, so if you don't plan on replacing the keycaps, I suggest buy the black version instead. Another problem is the software. It doesn't work with wireless, whether be in Bluetooth or 2.4 GHz dongle. If you need to switch a custom profile, you have to plug the cable. I also noticed that the driver profile doesn't have any way to link a specific game or app, which is really unfortunate. I'm still hoping that someday Rk will have this feature in their driver in the future. Other than these things, I guess everything else is super nice. And I'm also a fan of the overall design and build since there's no flex and the weight of the keyboard feels premium. This is one of the best things that you'll never regret if you buy an Rk keyboard. I love the metal plate of the PCB since it doesn't only help with the sturdiness of the keyboard but also gives a nice illumination of the RGB. The multi-connectivity through wired via USB-C, wireless through Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz dongle is much appreciated. I love the implementation of the magnetic riser and the magnetic dongle compartment underneath the keyboard. The keyboard is hot swappable, meaning you don't need to solder a new switch if ever it breaks. Just simply take one of the 4 extra switches in the box. Remove the broken switch, plug the new one, place the keycap, and you are good to go. The PCB has 5-pin north-facing switch connection. You can use a 3-pin switch like this or a 5-pin switch like this. By the way, if you're still using a keyboard that is not hot swappable, you are missing out a lot. So I suggest get one of this already. Anyway, another best feature of this keyboard is that you can use it for Mac or Windows. You can also change the RGB preset, speed, brightness on the fly. You don't actually need the software to run always to make the custom profile to function. Just customize a profile and all the program keys that you have set will be recorded in the keyboard itself. Even if you use it with another PC, the keyboard will still function the same way you have set it. By the way, this only applies with the last profile you edited. Anyway, if you will ask me if I'll recommend this, well, that is a big yes, especially if you wanted a 70% layout mechanical keyboard with hot swappable feature. GOOJODOQ Quickly Store has a special coupon for all our Shopee and Lazada customers, and this will only be available for a very limited time, so stop wasting it and buy the keyboard today using the links in the description. If you think this keyboard is not for you, you should watch the other keyboard reviews we have on your screen. So that's it guys, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.